This is my fully upgraded Cyma AEP, and I will start with the shooting test.
This is the target I will mostly be aiming at in the shooting test. As you can see, the red circle is about the spread that I got on this target, so not that big of a spread at all actually, and I was shooting from about 20 meters away. Sadly, in this footage you can't see the BBs. It's the lighting and not a good enough camera, but yeah, you can see the grouping, and here you can see how it looks when you shoot. But maybe in the future I will post a better shooting test.
I will now talk about the upgrades on this pistol. First of all, the pistol is a Cyma 127. It's basically the predecessor of the Cyma 030. And the Cyma 030 is the one that resembles the Glock. This resembles the Glock very closely, but it's not a Glock. And they had to stop producing those because of legal issues with the license and everything. Or the lack of a license, basically. Yes, so this is very close to a Glock, but it will not fit any Glock holsters and such. So it's a unique pistol. Yes, the upgrades. The first upgrade, the lipo mod upgrade. Basically, you toss the lithium type stock battery in the garbage can and you recycle it and you buy these lipos. Fits mini Deans connectors to them and mini Deans connectors to the pistols inside. I will show you. And then you have much greater response and rate of fire. This is the most essential upgrade to all APs. I think you should do them on every AP ever. It's cheap, it's easy. Here we have a look inside the pistol and we can see the mini Deans connectors and the room for the battery. These batteries will fit just nicely inside. Here you have two types of batteries. This has a little bit higher discharge rate and they're basically the same price. This gets you a little bit better trigger response and rate of fire, but just a tiny bit. But I think you should get these. I will leave links in the description for these. And in the end of the video I will compare these two in rate of fire and trigger response. So you can skip to that if you want to compare these two. The next upgrade is the internal barrel. It's a precision barrel from PDI Japan with an internal diameter of 6.01. So yeah, it's basically as snug as you can get it. And the next upgrades are in the gearbox. I have exchanged the spring to a harder one, so it's supposed to get 330 FPS out of this pistol. I don't know if this one is, because I haven't chroned it, but it's definitely higher than the original, so yeah, it does what it's supposed to. And I also exchanged the nozzle head in the gearbox. And the next upgrade are the magazines. This is the bigger one where you get 90 to 100 rounds inside, or you could just get more of the originals which hold 28 rounds, but these are I think those are really great. Lastly, I will talk about the external upgrades that are more aesthetic, but also kind of functional. First of all, the essential part of the external upgrades is the rail system on the slide. This slide system is made for the Cyma 030. So this will not fit on this pistol without modifications. I had to drill some holes and glue it on the slide, but it worked. You can fit it, but it won't be. You have to do it with modifications. And then you get a rail on the top, so you can get a red dots like this one on top. There we have it. I found it really useful in CQB and in the dark, and as you see, if you have a silencer, it will cover the sights on the rail. There actually are sights on the rail. I don't know if you can see, but yeah, and it's a cool feature. And then we have the thing is that on this rail you also get a 14mm counterclockwise thread, so you can put on silencers, or as in this case, we have a tracer unit. Kind of overkill, but it's a cool feature. Also, you have a rail on the bottom here. You can fit anything you want. I have a simple flashlight here. Easiest upgrade. And also on the external upgrades, you can also say that the big magazines are an aesthetic external upgrade. Okay, I've talked about all the upgrades. I just want to say that there are 2 upgrades more you can do to AEPs than the ones I've mentioned, and that is the MOSFET mod. I have looked it up online where they compare without or with MOSFET in lipo modded AEPs, and I don't think that there's a lot of difference, at least not so much that I want to invest in a MOSFET and all the time it takes to put it in and everything. And also you can exchange the motor in the gearbox to an RC car type motor. It's the same sort of motor, but it will get you better response and everything. Okay, I've talked about all of the upgrades you can do to this pistol. I just want to talk about 3 prioritized upgrades if you just want this as a simple sidearm, or you just want to make the essential upgrades to make this a good pistol, because the stock version is not good enough in my opinion. Then you have first, as I said, the lipo mod. Make these on every AEP. You will get better trigger response, better capacity, better rate of fire, the batteries will hold better against cold and everything. Like in Sweden, the lithium batteries won't function at all. And then you have the magazine upgrade. Depending on what you want the pistol for. If you want a simple sidearm, maybe you don't need more magazines. Or if you just want to have this as a CQB primary, then you can just get a couple of these, and then you have a lot of rounds on you. And the third and final upgrade that is prioritized, I would say, is the barrel. If you get all of these 3 upgrades, then you have a great AEP. You can always get some of the more expensive or harder upgrades later on. Start with those 3. You haven't not a lot of money invested, and it's easy to make.